Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 48. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Not great.
Uh-oh.
I got COVID again.
Boo.
Yep. Fun stuff.
Boo, COVID.
I mean, it's the holidays. You go see family. You
I
get
was about to
COVID.
say, yeah,
So,
Thanksgiving spike is a thing. I think it's a
Here
thing
we
from
are.
now on. Yep.
That's a me. Yeah, but we have some exciting things to talk about. So we were going to talk about how has your TCG journey changed in 2022. So we're going to take a look at where John and I were at like December, January last year and where we're at now and what's changed. And because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go over our journey in 2022. I thought it'd be fun. Talk more about like the collectible kind of side of what we've been doing that inspired us to make this channel. So cool stuff.
Yeah.
But before we do that, did you open anything? You've opened some stuff.
I didn't open any packs. I did do
This
a
week?
lot of
Didn't
mail.
some of your late stuff come?
What's that?
Didn't some of your late stuff come since the podcast last week?
Yes, you're right, actually. I lied. I did open stuff. You're right. I forgot that was last week. Yes.
It's been a week.
So I've opened some boxes. Yeah, it has been a week. Yeah, I opened some boxes. And you'll see the videos coming out a little bit at a time. But yeah, so I did open some boxes. I got some sweet stuff. You'll see it in the videos. I'm not going to talk about it here. Things I will talk about is I did order a bunch of things. I've been getting a lot of the cold foils from the previous set. I've actually bought a bunch of cards for decks I want to play, which is something I haven't done in a while. Shockingly, I actually needed cards to build the decks. I bought the cards for Michael Hamilton's deck because I like the way that plays. So I'm just going to play it even though it'll be out of meta. I bought a bunch of Reinar stuff because I like Reinar, even though I still can't make that OTK work. I still think it'll be fun to try.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I think that's it. Nice. What about you?
So I did not open anything, but I put my money where my mouth is and decided to just buy the rest of my Arachne deck because I looked at it and saw that TCG Player was doing the like 15% back on Friday. So I did the math, and basically to get I got cold foil whiskers for Arachne, and I got 3 rainbow foil surgical extractions. I pulled the trigger. I got all 3 in rainbow because even if they do crash, which I'm honestly on the train of I do not think that there are as many surgical extractions as there are the other M's. For sure. Why that is?
I'm at that stage now, yeah.
Like, because we had, and we can talk about it a bit later if we have time, but on our Reddit post of our video, our market update talking about why is surgical extraction so expensive, we had a lot of people have different ideas. And the one that like just fits the story, I guess, or makes the most sense to me, and I would believe, is because we have this new like pack slot where there's 2 assassin slots, right? And it seems like it's almost hitting at a legendary pull rate. And because people were saying, oh, I've opened like 13 boxes, I have opened none. I've opened 13 boxes, I've opened 1. But then there are people that are like, I opened 2 cases and I have my playset. So, but those are way fewer than the people saying the opposite. Because of course that's gonna happen. Because I mean, remember like last time in Uprising, I pulled like 2 of the same legendaries in the same case. So it could just be that. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's short printed. I think it's in a slot that got screwed up somehow.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is it's being pulled. If it's short printed because it's being pulled at a legendary pull rate, it's not being pulled at a majestic pull rate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's slotted like a legendary. I think it's just they misprinted or mistracked it somehow.
Yeah, but so it's anyway,
not like
I was like,
legendary,
if I'm going to be overpaying for a majestic, I might as well just get the rainbow foil, right?
Yeah, do it right. Especially
super pretty.
Since you want to bling out your deck anyway. So
yeah. It makes me sad because if I want to fully bling out my deck, I need 3 rainbow foil Command and Conquers. So I will be starting a GoFundMe. You can find the link.
What? Why do you need 3 rainbow foil? Why not get the new cold foil one? If you're gonna bling it.
Yeah, I mean, and we are starting to GoFundMe. So
I mean, if you're gonna do it, $1,500 is cheaper because I think the rainbow foil original Command and Conquers are like way more than that.
Oh, I believe. No, I was talking about.
Yeah.
uh, unlimited Rainbow Foil.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Do they have unlimited
yeah,
rainbow
hmm
foil gold?
yeah. Command and Conquers. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I didn't know that, or I
yeah,
didn't remember that. I
yeah,
believe you.
yeah.
Anyways, what else? Did you play
Um,
anything?
yeah, we played a bunch on Talishar. I've been playing a bunch of Arachne, and I just really enjoy the deck. I know it's not going to be top tier, but I mean it's pretty solid and does well and does have some favorable matchups.
Does it? Does it really?
You can make it. I don't know. I really like the deck. It's very different from what I've been used to playing when it comes to Fab. I usually play very aggressive decks, but this very control-y style. Every time I swing at you, you have to make a decision because it could be worse. It's like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, and then sometimes you just win games because you just banish the right cards, which is
Yeah,
fun.
you prevent their game plan from
Yeah,
going off.
yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. It also means you need to know the meta. You need to know what different decks
Which
are
I
trying to
do.
do.
I definitely track the meta. But
So I was wrong. I just pulled up Command and Conquer. Unlimited rainbow foil is only 130
yeah,
compared to the regular being 99.95 for the first edition. Like
mhm,
it's really not all that crazy expensive. I'm actually surprised by that. I thought first edition would be pricey.
yeah.
It is not. Anyway, sorry. What else? I played some MTG Arena. That was fun.
Hmm.
I like the new Brothers War set. I like the. I'm playing a blue deck. What a shock!
Surprise.
It yeah, it stops everything you're trying to do, and then it goes off and does a bunch of crazy stuff. It's fun. Really enjoy it. I was playing another one too, an enchantment. I think it's Selena or whatever they call it. Green white, I believe.
Okay,
Um, it's it's fun. It's not as good as the blue one. I like the blue one. So I'm pretty much sticking with that. I'm actually ranking up. I think I'm silver now. I haven't been like grinding it or anything, but
nice.
played a couple games here and there, and I've pretty much won universally with a few losses here and there. So that's been good. Got me up to
Nice.
silver pretty quickly, but I'll probably spend some more time on that in the next few weeks. Although there's so many games right now,
I
it's
know.
hard to keep up on gaming
I know.
on MTGA because I'm like working on Talishar on that deck, playing that again and again, just to get reps in. And then we're playing Dark Tide, Warhammer Dark Tide
Dark
as
Tide
a
is so
group.
much
Yeah, it's
fun.
so fun and it takes up so much time because it just eats up like half your day. You're like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, you're just like, oh,
I murdered all day.
one more
Yeah,
round, one more round.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, other than that, normal stuff.
Yeah,
It's been quiet because of Thanksgiving and everything. No shop games, but I will be able to come with an actual physical deck. I put it together. It is ready
I would come this
for
week,
next.
but
Yeah, COVID.
fun stuff.
Yeah. All right, into the main topic.
Yeah. So, how do we want to do this? Where do we want to start? Do we want to go like game by game? Do we want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's
our playing
go
habits
game.
first, and then
Yeah, let's go game by game, and then we'll just summarize like where we started the year and where we are now. Um, yeah, let's do it that way. That seems easier. It's
okay. Well, do we want to start with Magic?
Magic sounds good. I just pulled up my order history. I was buying all sorts of flesh and blood stuff a year ago at this time. A lot of the collectibles, which a lot of them actually have appreciated, so those were good buys. Bought a bunch of Magic, old school Magic stuff, which I think a lot of them have depreciated since that. um, and a lot of booster boxes, but that was what I was doing at that time because I was trying to get the old stuff sooner.
Right.
Yeah, I think at that point, were we playing any Magic at that point? I think we had been off of it for a while because we
Yeah,
were full
because
into Fab at that point.
yeah, yeah,
In into the last year, that's kind of where I'm thinking.
yeah, because Fab started in like August of last year,
Yeah, we transitioned pretty quickly.
and it was pretty much just like that's what we were playing
Yeah,
when it came to cards.
I was definitely collecting a lot of like reserve list
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
because my purchase history has like a ton of stuff.
yeah. I went.
That was just like old school Magic.
Yeah, I picked up some Magic this year. Um,
Do you want to hear something terrible?
what?
How many orders do you think I have in the last year?
I don't want to know.
Now remember,
Uh,
single cards count as a single order, so
oh,
sometimes
gonna
it's a
be
little
over.
goofy.
It's
Like
gonna
if
be.
you buy a deck, that could be 60 orders. You know what I mean, or 30 orders or
Is
whatever.
it over 1,000?
No, it is not. Thankfully, I would feel very
Is it under
upset with
500?
it. Is not.
Is it above 750?
No, it's we're you're much closer to the 500
Okay.
side. 537.
Okay.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible.
Some of those are booster boxes. A lot of them are $100 plus cards, and then occasionally it's a chunk of cards that are all like really cheap because I'm picking up a deck or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad though. Yeah, pretty bad. That's a lot of orders. Now you see why I got the subscription.
Yeah.
Because it's like with that many orders, even
Yeah.
if every 10th, saves you a little money, it saves you money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid, stupid. Anyways,
Yeah.
where were you a year ago on Magic?
Um, playing. I mean, we weren't playing it. We had stopped.
Were you still collecting for the binders? Because you were doing set binders for
Mhm.
a while there, weren't you?
Yeah. So I stopped my set binder. The one that was incomplete was the D&D set.
That's around the time. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I think that was like fall of last year was AFR.
Yep.
So that was probably right when you were just finished. So
And then I was.
Magic was a no-go then. Magic today, are you buying anything today? Collecting anything today? Playing anything today? You did play a little bit of Arena just a month
Yeah.
ago.
Yes, I did, and I was enjoying it. I got some games in with Lewis. That's always fun. I think
Mhm.
that's honestly my main draw is like
Just
being
friends.
able to play with Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if like it could be another game like Flesh and Blood, I probably would prefer that. But I really I don't know. I don't mind the gameplay, but it's not something that can keep me interested right now.
Oh yeah, with everything else going on, I
Which is
like
the
standard right now.
yeah.
It's very fun, but it's a jump in, play a few games, jump out.
Mhm.
And since I'm trying to do new deck tech that actually takes mental effort on the flesh and blood side,
Right.
I just don't spend the time on it. It's
Yeah.
like I'd rather play something that's mentally challenging and I'm trying to master some stuff, so I need the reps, right? Whereas
Right.
Magic, it's like you don't master it. It's just random to a degree. You play it, it's fun, and
Right.
sometimes your thing goes well and sometimes it doesn't.
It's a lot more luck based. More
Yeah,
RNG.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
All right. Well,
I
um,
actually did pick up a bunch of I went back during the massacre of all the collector booster boxes. I did scoop up a decent amount of those
the
for
massacre.
like sub $100, like $85 collector boxes.
What?
So that was pretty exciting. What?
Oh, on Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Midnight Hunt
Yeah,
and
I saw
Crimson
that
Vow
and I
stuff.
was like, well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That
I
was a
can't.
good
Yeah.
deal.
I'm not going to open this.
There's only so many available for that though. There weren't that many. Like
Right.
there's only so many lines that were available.
Right.
But they keep doing it. Like I
But then
saw
the other
sub
ones like
200 collector at Black Friday.
yeah.
It was kind of funny though. It was on Thursday, and then by Friday, it was sold out. There was
Yep.
actually nothing in Black Friday.
Yep. Yep.
It was crazy. And I heard there was some other stuff that popped in and out over time. I missed it. I didn't realize it had changed. But
Yeah.
Rudy was talking about how he saw some.
There was Streets of Cabana.
Was it Streets? I thought he said Kamigawa for
No.
185. It was it Streets. Okay, I'm
Streets.
less concerned about
Yeah.
Streets. I thought I missed Kamigawa at 185. I was like, what? No, I would have bought that.
Yeah,
um,
Kamigawa is actually like that. So I do have a collector booster box of that, and that's probably the only one I'm tempted to actually open.
Yeah, I got several of most of the recent series because there's just been deal after deal on them because there's too many of them. So it's
Mhm.
going to be a problem. Like these aren't going to appreciate anytime
No,
soon, sadly.
no, no.
So
So I
yeah,
stopped. I once like I don't know. I got to a happy size of collector box collection. I was just like, all right, I'm done with this now. And
yeah,
now it's just flesh and blood playable singles.
yeah. What do you guys in the comments think? Where were you a year ago with Magic, and where are you today? Because I know some of you are new transplants for Magic recently, just from some of the comments and conversation we've had. So leave a comment. Let us know where you were a year ago versus today, and kind of your feeling on it and the situation, your view on the market. Love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, and
So
it's also I don't want to leave out like if
yeah.
anyone was like, "Hey, you want to play Commander?" I'd be like, "Heck yeah, let's go."
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, for sure.
if if I had the time to just sit down and play a Commander game and had the people over, I would be ecstatic, and I'd be super happy to do that.
It is my second most common physically played card game. Like,
Yeah,
I actually play Commander
yeah,
relatively regularly. I still buy every Commander deck that comes out,
yeah,
and I just bring them with me to go do stuff. Like, I have friends who are like, "Oh, can you come over and visit?" And they're like, "Oh, I was thinking maybe you could bring those Commander decks." Or we just sit down and play,
yeah,
because people
mhm,
love to just sit and play those pre-con sets. They're nice and easy. It's like
yeah.
kind of just a fun, casual experience. I love that. I do it all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, Funny thing, sorry, just jumping
Yeah.
back to Flesh and Blood before one last topic on Magic. I just saw in my thing a year ago, I bought my Command and Conquer. I'm not sure if this is my first, third, or fifth, uh, but I bought a Command and Conquer for $89. I think it was a deal at that point because I believe they were over 100 before that, and it had come down a little bit, and so I bought it. And it's now at the same price, basically $5 more a year later with a reprint. Although I'm not sure this reprint counts. Well, no, because history packs came after that
Yeah,
point
history
too.
packs
So
did too,
two
yeah.
two reprints technically. So crazy how that goes.
What is it, November 27th?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
I
on
ordered
November 22nd a year ago.
November 26th a year ago, I ordered my 3 Command& and Conquers.
Yeah, because it was a deal. Because I
Yeah,
think it was 120 or something
yeah,
before that, and it like
yeah,
dropped to 85, and everyone was like, "Oh, grab
yeah.
it!"
I grabbed it for 90,
Yeah,
which was still a good deal.
yeah. I mean, and still a good deal compared to today. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So one last thing on Magic before we jump over to Flesh and Blood formally.
Oh,
What
no,
do
we
you
gotta
think?
talk about some other games before we go into Flesh& and Blood.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think about the Transformer cards and the
Don't care.
serialized cards?
Don't care.
You don't care about either of them? You suck.
I mean,
You're bored.
okay, like, I like Transformers, but I don't know, I'm not excited by it at all. I think it's just because too many other things are, like I don't know, I'm more excited about, like, the anime art in Jumpstart 2022. Like,
Which is
that
funny
has
because
me
that's not
excited.
going to be collectible at all.
But watch.
It looks good. Don't get me
John,
wrong.
watch.
Like,
If there are special versions of those, just watch.
I think they are the special versions, aren't they? It's
I
not
know.
all of the jump starts, so
No, but
those
if
are
there's,
the
like, the
special.
full extended art, like, those kinda cards
Um,
versions,
I don't think they do that in
borderless,
Jumpstart, but maybe this would be a
borderless.
new
It's a new
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, that would be kinda cool. I would be down for it. I mean, it's not gonna be worth anything though, because they print the hell out of these sets. It's not like Jumpstart's small prints.
No,
They're intentionally made
I'm
to
buying
be
a
a
box.
lot.
I'm buying, like, 1 or 2 boxes of this Jumpstart to open and, like, make cubes with.
That's cool. I dig that. I dig that.
So, basically, people
Uh,
can come over and just grab 2. Like, you'll be like, "Here's some blue ones, here's some red ones," and it's kind of a mystery, and then you can pick your colors. I think it'll be
yeah.
neat.
So, the only thing I like about the Transformers thing is how freaking rare the foils are. It
Yeah,
harkens
sure.
back to the day when there was only a few things that were foiled, and they were very, very rare. It was
Yeah.
like one a case or whatever.
I mean, don't get me
And that's
wrong.
what that is basically. Again, they're bringing back the old model in that way for
Yeah,
the collector boxes, which is great. I
yeah.
think that's the way to do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it makes it an awesome collectible. Like, I think it's good in that sense. I'm just not interested
Yeah.
because
I mean, it's
1
selling the boxes like crazy. The box
yes.
volume is insane right now. So
Yes,
it's
but
it's.
so
I'm
it
not sure it's the Transformers. It might be the
no,
serialized
it's
cards,
the
but
serialized. And
Transformers are up there in price, man.
I
It's
know
a
they are
thousand
because
dollars
they're
for an
rare.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, but again, it is the new flashy thing. Remember what happened when DMU came out? Remember what happened when Kamigawa came out? Like, when it's the first month of the set.
Yes, but they've already come down and they're still over like
Yeah, I
500.
mean, it's a valley, it's a hill, it's a valley, it's a hill, it's a valley, it's a hill.
Yeah, I disagree because of how rare they are. I think some of these are rarer than the serial cards.
But look at okay, so compare it to Kamigawa's Neon Ink.
Yeah,
How
I think
far have
it's
they
rarer
come down?
than Neon Ink. Yeah,
The
they're still
Transformers?
in the thousands. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the speculation is that some of them are rarer than the Neon Ink, and the Neon Ink is the rare one's still in 1,000
Wow.
range.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's the thing. If this is how they're going forward, there's like real chases, not just bullshit, fancy art, but a
Yeah.
billion versions of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
real chases, real rare things.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign for the future. Now, granted, they're clearly printing a billion boxes, right?
Yeah.
The big test will be in 2 months from now, did they dump a second wave, right?
Yes, they did.
And the question there is how many waves can they do with the serialized cards? Because those are a set number.
Right, exactly.
So they can only do so many waves. Like
Right, but
because you have to stop printing the serialized cards as the waves kept going, right?
right.
So I don't know. We'll
You
see
have to
how it
assume that
goes.
they're all printed. They all printed at once. You would think they have because they
You
have to
don't
be like,
have to assume that. I think they've
because
done
wouldn't they be
double prints
evenly
before.
distributed unless they're clumped,
Um,
which you don't want.
that's a good question with the serialized.
Yeah,
It's kind of yeah, you're
I
kind of
feel like
right.
you
I'm not
have to.
sure exactly. Yeah, you're right. It might be all printed at once and they just hold back like half of it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see. We will see. But I like that they're putting collectibles back in the collectible boxes so
Oh,
that it's
absolutely.
actually
Yeah.
freaking collectible.
No, I'm excited about
'Cause
that.
there's a bunch of boxes that they're just the collectible part was kind of just garbage, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't know. I mean, Flesh and Blood took over the gameplay side for me.
Yeah.
So with that, I was just less interested in Magic, and then less something was like really cool. Like the Warhammer decks had me. Like as soon as those were announced, I was like, yeah. Like I was done with
And then
Magic,
Lord of
but
the Rings, you're gonna
yeah,
lose your mind on.
absolutely. And I'm gonna go nuts. Spend way too much money, but it's fine. Lord of the Rings.
All right. So I just got the prices up. The pink one is 1400, so
Hmm.
1400. The second rare one though is only 165. So
There
those
we go.
the other ones came down to like 50, 60 range. Still good,
Yeah.
right? Still pays a chunk of the box off, but
I bet you where that's where some of the serialized cards go. Like
serialized no. The Transformers, yes. Yeah, there's definitely less popular
there's a lot of
Transformers.
these serial cards, John. There's 500 of 60, 500 times 63.
Uh-huh. I don't see that. Like
That's
that's
31,000.
yeah. You know how many Magic players there are?
I know, but I'm just saying.
Like, that's a tiny, tiny number. Like,
I know.
31,000 of any single card is, like, nothing when you have 10,000,000 players. That's the thing, we're too caught up in the echo chamber. Go to those events, go talk to random people, they have
Oh,
no
no, I
idea
know.
any of
I
this
know.
stuff
I
happened.
know.
They don't know
I know.
about Rudy's rants, they don't know about Hasbro's stock price, they don't know about you know what I'm saying? Like, their
Sure.
context is, I play every set that comes out, and I draft with my friends, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I got a cool thing, right? Like,
Right.
that's what drives it. And I hate the what are they called, the hidden realms or whatever, inside realms or whatever they're called, the Lord of the Rings and the Warhammers because they ruined
Universe
my
Beyond.
experience. Yeah, Universe Beyond. I hate that, because most of the Magic players hate that. That have been playing and don't care about anything else but playing, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to serialized cards, these are pieces of the game's history. It's a new reserve list, and that many cards is there. I mean, there's more reserve list cards than that. Most of them,
Yeah.
like think about it. Any one of them is more rare than the Black Lotus.
Sure. But it's not as old.
That's true, but it's guaranteed number, which is better than the Black Lotus, which you can get fakes of.
That's true.
There is some level of better to it. Now, here's the wild card, as with always with Hasbro and WotC. If they do serialized cards in every set going forward, then you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I'm 100% on board with what you're
Yeah.
saying because if they do serialized cards in every set going forward and they're all like super special, then they're not special anymore. And you're right. Now,
Yeah.
I still think these ones will hold up. One, because they're the first. Two, because they're the designs from the original story.
Yeah.
So they
Sure.
have like a nostalgic kick to them as well. Plus, a
Yeah.
lot of them are like really playable commander cards,
Absolutely.
like really playable. So I think there's some upward pressure on these in general, but yeah, overall, they can screw it up. And with WotC, never hesitate to believe they will screw it up.
Yeah.
All right, next game.
I wanted to touch on Grand Archive. So
Okay.
cards have been printed. They showed off. They have a new Kickstarter update that went out this past week, and showed off that the cards have been printed. There's new demo decks that are coming out to stores that will be given out for free, and that's coming soon. I don't know if our store is going to get them. I'll have to ask. But then what else? But yeah, the boxes have been printed, and they have switched the design of the booster box and the
They look pretty
design
good.
of.
They look
I
like
think they look, yeah,
set boosters.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a set booster box. But I am very excited to get my hands on those, and we are about 3 months away. February, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they said last.
yeah.
And it looks like things are in process. I will say the print looks good. The boxes look good.
Card backs look good.
I didn't notice
They're
that,
like
but
cold foils. It's like cold foil on the back of the card.
what? Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Why would you cold foil the back of the card? You can only do it on one side. No, is it really?
It's pretty. Let me pull
That's
it
a
up.
terrible idea if that's really what it is. It's not cold foil. You're
Isn't it shiny?
hallucinating.
Isn't it shiny? Isn't it like a
No,
silver
it's yeah,
shiny?
it has a sheen to it. That's not
Yeah.
cold foil
Okay.
though.
No, no. It looks like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I see what you mean though, because
Yeah.
of the way the light catches that one corner. But yeah, no, I hope they didn't, because that'd be terrible. Like one, they would all curl, right? Because it's
That's
foiling
true.
curls.
That's
Like there's
true.
just no way around that. And
Yeah,
two, that means they're not foiling the front because
they are.
I guess it's technically
Yeah.
possible to foil both sides, but
Yeah.
most games don't because I think the expense is prohibitive.
Well, think about the Marvels. They probably do it for like the CRs, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean. Like special cards. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
one in a bazillion, sort of type.
yeah.
That's how you do it. But
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Grand Archive because
yeah,
it's
where
not out
was
yet.
that a year ago? Because
Where
it hadn't
I
even come out.
was Yeah, it was. It hadn't
Is
come.
it? Did it?
Yeah, because I remember I backed the Kickstarter last Christmas.
That's when the Kickstarter happened.
Yeah. And then
Boy, it's taking a
it was
long
around New
time.
Year's.
It's taking a long time.
Yeah.
Let's
But I
see.
mean, so is Sorcery, so are all the other games that were being kickstarted around the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't say when it launched. Just seeing if I could find it on the website. I mean, Sorcerer came a few months after this,
Yeah.
because this one was like the best funded ever, and then Sorcerer came out and
Yes.
blew it away. I believe that was one of the things that was interesting about it. Well,
November the Kickstarter started November 16th, 2021.
November 16th. Okay. Yeah, it was like
Or
exactly a year ago.
yeah, November 25th was the last update. Oh no. That's
Yeah, that's the last
that's this,
update.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
just yeah, that's a recent thing. Interesting, interesting. So you got in love with your anime waifus,
yeah. Yeah, I
and
got my
then
deck box, I got a playmat already. I'm super hyped. I have those two promotional packs. I
you
don't know if I should
forced
open
me
them.
to get it, and I did.
You
I
got the
just got
starter.
I got the starter kit, 40
Yeah.
bucks. I'm not sad about that. It'll be on the shelf. It'll go down in history as another TCG that's failed that's sitting on my shelf.
I'm getting a collectible metal
We
card
didn't even
version of
catch that.
Lorraine.
He's so excited about his stuff. He didn't even hear what I said.
Oh, I know. I heard you. But
Well, we'll play it. It'll be
yeah,
fun. It's
it's
a
gonna
good
be fun.
mechanics.
Mhm.
Art's a little for me. I know some people love that stuff, but not a huge fan.
I think it'll be fun.
It's
I
a fun
don't.
game.
Yeah,
The mechanics are fun. I do enjoy the actual game.
I hope it does well.
I'll just put post-its over all the
Yeah. Just draw doodles.
art.
Yeah. So other games. Do you want to talk
Yeah,
about
what else?
Sorcery?
Yeah,
That's kind of
Sorcery
in the.
hadn't launched yet a year ago.
Mhm.
I don't think it even announced at that point. I'm not entirely sure when it did. But I know it was quite a bit after Grand Archive, because there was, I think Genesis came out with its Kickstarter between the two, right?
That's
And
right.
that was interesting and cool, but not as strong as Grand Archive. And then Sorcery came out after that. So I think Sorcery's only like 6 months in, maybe eight,
Yeah.
something like that. Um, and they're chugging along. They have updates. We saw pictures of cards. We saw the cards from an actual print run. So
Yeah.
like the same stuff that's going out, they look good. Uh, Everything seems to be good quality. So hopefully that maintains. Now this was only the starter decks, I believe. They don't have the
Right.
full stuff yet, so the booster boxes aren't together yet, as far as I know, or we haven't seen any info on that. And I expect it mid next year. That's kind of what I'm thinking. They said early next year, but they've been so waffly with stuff. I don't
Yeah.
trust it, and
Yeah.
so I fully expect it mid next year, and that's fine. I don't care if I have to wait.
It'll get here when it gets here.
Yeah, I've definitely backed games that I got them like 2-3 years. Like I have a book I backed at the beginning of the pandemic. A book. just art and words
Yeah.
on pages,
Yeah.
and it's still not here. I still get updates on it. It's like it's ridiculous. Like some stuff is just gonna take forever. Their artists were apparently in Ukraine.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So yeah. But anyways, point being, I don't really care. I know how Kickstarter works.
Yeah.
I'm never offended when it takes years. I've had board games show up years later. I'm like, where the heck? It's funny because it'll come out of nowhere. You'll get this notice. UPS is delivering something on Wednesday, and I'm like, what? What is it delivering? And I get it. I'm like, well, this is a surprise from past me. And I open it up. I'm like, oh, it's that board game from that that board game
Yeah,
designer
yeah.
that I really love or whatever. That's what happens, and then I just take it over to a friend's house and play. So, I will probably do a draft of Sorcery. That
Yeah,
seems like a
that'd be
fun
fun.
idea.
That'd be fun.
Still don't know how many I'm going to open. I got a lot of them though, so I will have some to open. Just not sure how many I want to.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. The art still gets me every time I look at it. I can't wait to do like draft and
Oh, yeah,
odd
it's gonna be a lot of
gameplay
fun.
experiences. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I'm ready for that whenever it comes.
Nice. Speaking of Kickstarter games, then there's MetaZoo. Where were we at with
Oh yeah,
MetaZoo? This time
we
last
didn't
year?
know about it when it kickstarted, did we?
No, it was shortly after.
Yeah. When was that? Was that middle, like
We
August or
hopped
something?
on. We started with Nightfall,
Yeah,
I
which
think.
is 1, 2 sets in, or it's set. It was second set, but they did a reprint of the first version before that, so it was like 2 full releases in.
Right.
So I think it was like mid last year when we weren't quite even fully into the space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it
Like June or
was.
July or something. I don't know exactly when, but it was before we were really paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, it sucked me in for a while. I really enjoyed what I played. Looks like I started in January. Yeah, so January is when I ordered my first Crypto Nation Second Edition.
And where are you today?
Not buying anything.
Not buying Seance, even though they cut
Nothing.
the print runs.
I didn't
I'll
buy
probably buy a box.
Seance. I didn't buy UFO.
I bought a box.
No. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Just
I'm
not
too
touching it.
afraid of it. Too
No,
afraid of it.
I just would rather do anything else with my money.
It's not like it's super expensive. That's the
No,
good
I
thing.
know. I know. I don't know.
Seance even out yet?
It is. I do not have faith.
$100. Yeah, I'll buy a box. I'll wait for it to come down and buy a box.
I don't know. I don't have faith anymore.
Oh, I don't.
I'm not
It's not
selling.
about faith. It's just
Yeah.
math. Like,
Oh,
well, for
sure.
me, it's math. I look at it as high risk, high return. If it works, if the stupid video game and the
Yeah.
stupid TV show, sorry, it might be. Some of you may love it. I don't really care either way.
It's fine.
If any of them go
I
big,
have nothing
then
against it.
this stuff will be worth something. And $100, once every 3 months doesn't do anything to me. So I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Storage space is actually the biggest hurdle with doing that.
yeah.
So that I don't buy everything. I just buy the one booster box, and that's it. I
Right.
bought one of UFO. I'll buy one of Seance. Especially since they're cutting print runs, and I think they cut them a second time, so they're even more rare than they were before. But you're right. If MetaZoo flops, like if the TV show flops, it's all trash. It's just
Yeah.
it's dead TCG on my
Yeah.
shelf. But I
And
don't care. I don't have that much.
Well, I think that's the difference is you don't have that much. I have a lot. I have a lot of
Oh,
MetaZoo.
you went hard.
I have a lot of
You
MetaZoo.
you got bags.
Yeah.
You got sad bags.
So I gotta wait a couple of years.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just
Sad
don't want them.
bags.
I don't want them
Yeah.
getting any heavier. While everything else just seems to be working better.
Yeah.
So
My saddest bags will probably be Magic Mainstream over the past few months because I did buy a little bit of everything, like even Midnight Hunt and all that crap. Because those will not go up for a long time. This is overprint era 2.0,
Yeah.
so it's Ice Age all over again. Tempest, all that crap. So that will be sad bags. And then I guess Flesh and Blood mid range, Monarch, Everfest, and Tails.
Tails.
Yeah, because they overprinted the crap out of those. Those would probably be sad bags too.
Yeah, I could see those going up pretty quick with all this.
I mean,
influx of new
Tails
players.
is selling. Like I watch the price every week.
Yeah.
It's got upward pressure, which is
I mean,
freaking weird.
Oldham, like, so okay. When you're talking to a new player and a new player asks you, "What box should I buy?"
Yeah.
I want to crack some packs. What do you ask them? You ask, "What hero are you interested in?"
Yeah.
And then from there, and Lexi, Briar, and Oldham are three very attractive looking characters to new
Yes.
players and are great new player friendly characters.
They have cool talents
Yeah,
and they're still in the meta, and
right.
yeah, there's reasons. Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's very much like you need tails cards for these cards. So you're not
So
gonna and then a couple
yeah,
singles from other sets.
yeah. Here's a second bit of potential sad bag. Now I don't put a high odds on this, obviously, since I still buy everything by the case. Um, but there's a potential that the game power creeps out old set value.
I I can
If it creeps too much
yeah.
over too fast a period, the old cards just are not useful. Crucible cards is a good example. When
Yeah.
you buy a supplemental set, which one do you buy? It's not Crucible.
I think certain singles will spike though.
Agreed. And that may keep
Like
some
in Warrior,
value in the
like
cards
Spoils of War
or in
from
the
Crucible. Like there are Warrior cards that I need in my Warrior decks from Crucible.
until History Pack 2.0 or what, you know what I mean? Like until
That's
they
fine.
reprint it in a new set, and you know what
I
I'm. That's where I'm like, I don't know. Old bags may be sad bags in this game, other
I
than the collector.
I do not own a single white border card.
I own some.
I will not. I can't do it.
I just wanted to see how they opened. They weren't that fun.
I know. And I heard from you and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're too repetitive.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was all spice. It
No.
wasn't.
But I mean,
Um,
for new players, they are perfect and they are great.
well, yeah, and I think that's where all the buying pressure is from right now.
Yeah.
But this is the hard part. We're at year 3. At
Mhm.
year 7, what is it going to look like? Obviously, it'll be bigger. In my mind, it'll be bigger. There'll be more players. Do the sets power creep out the old stuff so that's not a player based driver anymore for purchases? Do we LL enough characters that Living Legend gameplay is huge? Or maybe PvE is huge. And so then now those boxes are super, super in demand because how do you get your freaking Prism
Mhm.
adventure kit if you don't go get the Prism cards from Monarch? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different things that could happen in the next few years that either flop the old stuff or spike the old stuff. I
Mhm.
personally, obviously, by buying as much as I do, still believe that it's to the upside, right? Like there's a lot of room for it to be high demand later.
Oh,
But,
absolutely.
but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. No one knows. I just like the game, honestly.
And that's that's the thing is I really love Flesh and Blood and I enjoy playing it. And if I just am stuck with these cards, oh no, I enjoy these cards.
Yeah, exactly. I had fun with the thing I bought.
Yeah.
There's worse things that could happen.
Yeah.
There's worse things.
Like buying Medicine.
No, your sad bags are so sad. What if Grand Archive flops too? Are you
It's
gonna
fine.
be
No,
super, super sad bag?
no, no, no. No,
No.
it's the same situation. Like honestly, I think I could sell that metal card and make all my money back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There is only let's see. I think there's only 150 of them.
But what if it's a dead game and people don't actually play it? And you won't want the 150 of them? That's what happens
Yeah.
when games actually die.
I mean, no, like as in I can sell that when it first comes out.
Oh,
And
that's
then
what you're
just
gonna do?
yeah,
That's your plan?
yeah,
Oh, well, that's a pretty good bet.
yeah. And then worst case scenario, I have a bunch of free cards for this game that I find fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
totally.
then I think I have like six boxes coming, booster boxes coming, so I can put together a cube for this game or like just a bunch of decks.
That's actually if there's a good draft experience, that could be kind of fun.
Yeah,
Like a cool cube.
yeah.
I don't know how draft works with it, but that
Supposedly
would
it's
be kind
fun.
of fun.
Supposedly it's
Is
good.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be the thing to do then, because that would be reusable fun. Be like, hey,
Mhm.
let's play that anime
Yeah.
game. What's it called again?
Grand Archive.
I know. I'm just that will be me 3 years from now. I'm like, what's that anime game? You want to pull that thing out? Yeah.
But I mean, I also have like the starter decks. I'll have 4 sets of those. I'm going to be giving away one of those. We'll give away one of those when I get them.
Sounds good.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I have faith in this game. Like there are other content creators that have a lot of faith in it too. And I
Red Zone
think
Rogue.
yeah, and I think it will do well. Just the gameplay holds up on its own.
The
And
gameplay is good and
yeah,
unique.
mhm,
I give it that, and I was super hesitant about it, and I will give it that.
yeah,
It is fun. It is different than other games, and that is part of what makes it fun. It's not like some games where it's like, oh, this is a clone of this other game with a mashed in bit here.
Right.
Like
No,
it
this
is a
is yeah.
unique
Yeah.
gameplay style.
Hmm.
It's quite fun. I like it. I actually kind of hope that Flesh and Blood's PVE
Hmm.
either works kind of like it or takes some hints from it. You know what I'm saying? Because the leveling up of the character thing is freaking awesome, and I feel like that would be awesome with Flesh and Blood. Like you start with young Prism, and then you get adult Prism, and then you get an upgrade to your item, and you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that would be cool. That would be cool if that's how that plays. But there's a lot of variability there that we're not sure about. So
Yeah, we shall see. But yeah, I do think Flesh and Blood like PVE will be huge, and I think where you asked where it'll be in like year 7, but never let me cut into answer.
oh, sorry.
I think it really depends on player growth, and I think LSS is really focused on player growth, and you can see that. And power creep is a way to really allow that to happen.
Yes.
So even if it does happen, people think of power creep as a bad thing. It doesn't have to
Oh,
be.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I
Um,
think it's a good way to fix some of the problems that were in the beginning of
yeah.
the game.
Hmm. And I mean,
That
it still leaves cards collectible. I mean, there still are the collectible cards. Um, and if your player base is growing, there are people that just they
want the old stuff.
want the old stuff, and so that will be around for then. And then if we think about like where prices are at now, just a couple years into the game, we have and the player base where it's at. Give it, like you said, 4 more years, and then give it, uh, say, 4 times the player base, and then these old cards, even the unlimited cards, I think will be hard to find.
Well, it better be more than 4 times. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, think about it. Like, if prices the way they are now and demand the way they are now, like if prices are holding where most people probably have the old stuff, a lot of people have the old stuff that
That's
are
true.
players right now. Like they're not shopping for that stuff right now, but they're still selling to someone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like it. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Okay. Want to move on?
Yep.
That was all Grand Archive section that we talked about every other game. uh,
um.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
A year ago, where were you?
Collecting, stacking booster boxes.
Yeah, you were. I was hesitant. I was like, nah, screw that
Yeah.
Pokemon stuff.
No, it's yeah. It's the
Now
right.
it flipped.
Yeah. I've backed off just because I've been getting more into I go in waves of what I'm bouncing around, and I find that works because it's like one thing's hot and then I catch up and buy all the old stuff, and then I switch games and then I buy all the old stuff. And but so I've collected up until Brilliant Stars was the last booster box I added to the collection. But I was picking up
Gotcha.
like Evolving Skies. I picked up 2 boxes of that for like 120 each.
Nice. That's a good buy.
I opened the one and got that Rayquaza, which was super awesome, which is basically the price of a box.
Is it? Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
keep track of the singles.
yeah. There are some singles. It's not the most expensive one, but
It's a good
it's
one.
yeah. It paid for what I paid for the box. Um, I think that was one of our first videos on the channel, actually.
It was. I remember
Yeah,
that opening and being like, I have no idea.
yeah. Don't go find it.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
and yeah, I got the case. I bought one case, sealed case of Fusion Strike, and
Oh,
that
nice.
was for five. It was when it was 514,
Nice.
and then it was like a 10% back on TCG Player kind of a thing. So I made out on that, or I'm happy with that. And it's funny how like every single one of like my Pokemon like sealed, like I'm gonna hold this for a while decisions have just all either stayed the same or gone up.
I
Everybody.
have a trick for you, Tommy.
Listen to your new video system.
No, that's true of all the Pokemon sets.
Yeah. Uh,
Every single one in the past year has gone up.
mm-hmm.
They are solid as a rock, which is why I'm diversifying into them. They are the gold bonds, or not the gold bonds, the gold bullion or the bonds of the TCG market is the way I'm looking at it because they stay stable on
Yeah.
price, maybe drop a little bit here and there, and that's the trick is catching that little drop, and then just go up over time and not
Yeah.
even fast, like at a nice steady eddy pace, which is
Well,
like a
they have
bond. It's a steady return on investment.
yeah, they have a very they have they own the printers, so I mean they can
Yep.
control the market and they
They're
have
doing
the
it,
right to reprint whenever.
they're doing it well. Like they
Yeah.
really are. That's the thing that I paid attention over the
Yeah.
past year. I wasn't in it because I didn't trust it and I didn't understand it enough. But by paying attention, I came to realize that yeah, it's a safe place to park money, which is why that's where I'm shifting a lot of my capital in my diversification is into Pokemon stuff. In my last market update, I basically said what would normally go to Magic set stuff is going to shift, and I'm going to wait for Magic to have its crash moments.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's an easier way to get into it and it's less stable. I might miss some things here or there, but Magic's supposed to be the safe thing of the TCGs, right?
It's not.
And historically it was, but now with what they're doing, it's not so certain with the new sets, right?
Right.
That they're going to be worth something in the future. So Pokemon is though, so I'm going to do that.
And
I'll
I
still
think
pick up my collector box, but
sure. I think it has something to do with how they just have one type of pack.
yeah. Well, that's part of it. It's also
It's not like you
it's
bought the wrong it's not like your sealed collection is the wrong kind of pack. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like they're all
Well, it's also because it's a collector's game and not a player's game.
yeah, and people rip
That's
it open
that's
like
a
crazy.
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people open it to get the cards that then they sell, and it's really a collecting game as opposed to if Magic set sucks, no one buys it.
Yeah.
Like that is a major factor in how good a set does. And Midnight Hunt was hated in draft, and it was terrible. I mean, there's other reasons why the market went bad at that point, but point being, like a bad set and the funkiness from WotC, those together make it too uncertain what's going to happen. Whereas Pokemon, people want to rip it open, they want to get the cards, they want to frame the cards, they want to grade the cards, they want to
Yeah.
have the cards in their binder. Like that's that. Period. That's the game. The game is actually the cards, not the gameplay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gameplay factors too, but I
Yeah,
think
and
that's
there
just
is, but it's
cherries
to
on top.
yeah. Yeah, most of the collectability is in the alt arts.
Yeah, which is what drives the value of the boxes, from what I
Now,
can
yeah,
tell.
yeah. And so if something has a Charizard, that's
Yep.
plus. Pikachu used to be a thing, but not really anymore. Like it's not really that like it has to be a really good Pikachu card, alt art. But then like the evolutions, so all the Eevee evolution forms, they are in Evolving Skies. And so that's what's making Evolving Skies go crazy.
Gotcha.
Because they're all these beautiful full art Eevee art. The Eevee people are they enjoy their
EV peoples love their EVs.
EVs. But yeah, I mean it's all about what are the chase cards. And I think one thing that they did really well, and I think they started it with uh Brilliant Stars is the trainer gallery. That just adds so much value because it just creates more chase opportunities for these collectors because some of these because they're just full art cards, shiny cards, and they have the trainer with the Pokemon, so it's kind of I don't know a nice addition and doesn't take away from your chance. It's in a different slot than the alt art, so you can technically get two of those in a pack. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So it just adds to the value of the booster box instead of less. But one thing to note, I think it's the next set or the first set in. It's not this. There's like a mini set coming out next, but the set after
Oh,
that,
it's like the Pokemon Go one or whatever.
yeah.
Boo, don't
Um,
care.
but so there won't be booster boxes of it.
Yeah, I don't
But
care. If it doesn't
this,
have a booster box, I don't get it.
I think the next set with a booster box is going to be on the new MSRP though, which they are raising the price.
I was gonna say, how much is that?
I think it's like 5%.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they are raising. So that's what has people thinking. Not financial advice, obviously, but That's what has people thinking that all of the stuff printed before, so being printed right now, they probably won't go back and reprint because the MSRP is already set. So they will print this new set that has a higher MSRP, and then
Uh,
just slowly not print the ones that have a lower MSRP.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because why would you? But I don't know. Just
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
thought.
I'm all for it. I'm buying cases, so I'm all for it. I got my little market tool found me a deal on Lost Origin, and now there's a deal. Thanks to the comment section, by the way. If you're still listening at this point, let us know where you were on Pokemon and MetaZoo a year ago and these things, and where you are now, which I imagine is similar to some of our patterns. But I'm curious what our listeners are into and like how that's evolved over the past year because it's been a chaotic year.
It's been very
Um,
chaotic.
but shout out to the comments. Jason, you in my Black Friday video threw out a really good deal. I was talking about how I wanted to get Lost Origins, but I was going to wait for it to kind of dip a little bit on the case prices, especially with Black Friday. Most of the card stuff pops in price right around
Yeah,
Black Friday because you get the cashback or
yeah.
whatever. And he pointed out that Forge and Fire Gaming has a case of Lost Origin, no, not Lost Origin, Silver Tempest for 500, which is the lowest I've seen on the
Oh
internet
dang.
right now. So yeah, I was like, oh, that's a really good deal. Thank you. I think it's 83 a box, which I think the
Yeah,
individual boxes are going for 104 right now. And so wait 3 months and you're making serious margin on that. I mean, not serious margin, but
yeah,
decent margin on it.
yeah,
Reasonable margin for a few months. So yeah, shout out to you, Jason. You thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah. That's awesome. Any other games we wanted to talk about?
Well, one that wasn't around a year ago, but we might as well get an update from you.
Uh huh. Marvel Snap. It's fun.
Yeah, we were
Um,
talking about the other day. Is you got to like a level and there's tiers and new stuff is coming. I don't know. Talk to the people. Tell them what's out there. What's happening.
well, it's
Where you
Marvel
are.
Snap. It's a mobile game, not a collectible TCG. But I don't know. It's fun. It is my go-to game on my phone. I'm not typically a phone gamer though, so I find myself playing it less than when it first came out, but definitely to the point where I am completing my quest still. It's just more so when I'm done with my quests, I'm done playing. Um, but I'm also the way they did it was they made sure you get certain cards in tier 1. Once you reach a certain level, then you enter tier 2, and they make sure you have these certain cards in tier 2, and then but all the other cards are in tier 3 and it's random. And there's a lot of cards, so you just there's no real way to get like that one card you need to finish your deck, which has been kind of frustrating. But they are implementing something in an upcoming patch that allows you to take this form of what is it, currency, and that you get from playing, and then be able to just buy certain cards, which is super awesome. Um, and I also there was a quote recently where people were expressing concern about being able to keep up and having a full collection. And the creator was like, "We don't really expect people to have full collections. We always just want there to be a surprise. We always want there to be something that you're looking for." Like
Yeah,
that's
when you said that, I wish you could have seen my face because I'm like, what? Why would you try to collect the whole thing when they're clearly going to be releasing new stuff like
yeah,
every quarter? Like
yeah,
that's the content update, right?
yeah,
Like that's the draw. That's what keeps people playing.
yeah.
You're never going to keep up. If you're keeping up, they're failing at doing the game.
Right, right. And so I don't know. I'm super excited about it, and I will definitely be playing more once I can play more optimized decks. Just and the meta is constantly changing, so there's not like a meta which I really like, but there are certainly cards that are more powerful and are more seen. Like uh, there are cards that just you will see about every game or every other game, but uh, there are lots of different ways to play and be successful. And I've just been more so complete focusing on leveling up, not really grinding like how to as quickly as possible finish out my quests. Just because I've been really busy, I've been visiting family, so being able to get my quest done in like 3 or 4 games before passing out. But that's been my Marvel Snap recently. But I plan on playing it, continuing to play it, and I'm sure we'll do updates and stuff. Murphy and I have been thinking about ways of doing a Marvel Snap video. So maybe once the PC version gets a little more cleaned up, we can record some games of Murphy and I playing over on Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. If you didn't know, we have another YouTube channel called Tommy's Top Shelf Comics where Murphy and I talk about comic books. And Marvel Snap being a comic book card game that we both play, we'll probably put it over there.
That seems
But,
reasonable.
yeah, I don't know.
So
It's fine. It's good. It is what it is.
good. Yeah. Before we wrap up, for those of you still listening, I want you to hold us accountable here. So I reached out to Tommy. I think it was yesterday, the day before, and I was like, Tommy, the FOMO's setting in on Brothers War collector boosters. The price is rising.
Yeah.
Everyone's losing their mind on these serialized and Transformer cards. Prices of those, even though they've come down, are still ridiculously high, making the value of the boxes high. And people are just buying them like insane, like they haven't done in a long time with Magic, like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what the price was then. I think it was like 220, 230. It's at 235 today. Tommy says, be patient. They'll dump a bunch more. Get it on Amazon discount, whatever, right? Which I think is a reasonable strategy considering what's happened in the last few sets. Because I FOMO in a little too easily on some of
it's
this
just
stuff.
it sounds like the exact conversation we had with Double Masters.
With Double Masters.
Yeah.
I don't even remember us having a conversation about Double Master. With the legendary cards, definitely, because that's the same. But Double Masters is
Double
like
Masters,
a whole.
you were like, I'm FOMOing, and I was like, just wait for a little bit. And he's like, no, you're like, no, this is gonna go up right away, and it did, and then it crashed.
Did it crash?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still high. I think it's
still
still above the price I bought it. I don't think it was that. I don't think it. Well, I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't actually looked in that in forever because it's a like 5-year hold.
I don't know.
I don't even know how to find it because it's not like a set, is it?
Yeah, you just search Double Masters.
Oh, it is a set. Yeah, it's the same price I bought it for.
Oh, okay.
I guess it has come down, generally speaking, over the past months.
Yeah.
But by like $10, $20, $30, depending on where you
But
actually
my
bought
point
it.
is, it's still there.
So
that
you
was-
think Brothers War is going to be the same way?
There's going to be more. There's definitely more Brothers War than there is Double Masters.
How do you know that? Why do you say that?
What?
Why do you say that?
Because it's a standard set.
But the collectors are not. That doesn't. You think that? I don't know that I buy that for the collectors packs. I mean, the last few sets, they've definitely printed a ton of collectors. Like they had multiple waves for the first time at, I think, Kamigawa, and then they've had it for every single set after that. So presumably they will for this too.
Yeah.
You're probably right. All right, hold us accountable. Check back in a week, in a month, whatever. Was Tommy right and I should have waited? Or am I right and I should be FOMOing in right now? Because I want a lot of
you FOMO in right now. You FOMO
I'm not
in
gonna.
right now.
I'm actually not gonna.
I will.
I'm gonna resist this time, but I will be super sad if I'm wrong because I want multiple boxes of this. Like I said that months ago. I was like, I'm getting a ton of Brothers War because I just love the theme.
I know. That's where I was asking. Where's that, John? You said you were like, I don't care. I'm just gonna buy it.
Well, the reason is because they keep doing these Amazon dumps. They just dumped Dominaria United.
Yep.
I mean, that's what makes me like, well, that's probably going to happen again, right?
Yep.
Like, so if they hadn't done Dominaria, if it was only the older sets, I would FOMO. I would just go ahead and buy it, right? Because I'd be like, okay, whatever. If I'm $30 more than I should be, big deal. In 10 years, it doesn't matter, right? But they just dumped Dominaria United like for cheap. So I don't want to FOMO in because they're probably going to do the same thing with this.
Yep.
Oh, it's so hard. So hard. Yeah, I definitely. Before I'm done, I will have a lot of Brothers War. I don't care, even if I pay too much, because I just want the set. I like the set. I will probably open it. It's the only Magic product I've opened.
Honestly,
in a
like
long time.
I can't see it going up much more. So what is either going to happen is it's just going to stay the same, or it is going to go down. I do not see it going
Why do you say that though? This is a part I don't understand.
Because there's so much of it.
But the sales, it's all about volume of sales versus quantity available, right?
Right. Quantity currently available. I'm sure a lot of people bought it over Black Friday with like the 15% back and stuff like that. Like, and then are those sales going to continue when the stores get their resupply? They get
That's
their
that's the question. Is there a
yeah.
big resupply? And no one seems to know right now.
There's going to be a big resupply because it's a standard set.
Yeah, you're probably right. Even the collector boosters, Tommy. Even the collector
We're on a
boosters.
merry-go-round, John. I just remember the last time we went around.
I don't like it. You're right. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll see. If I can get this below 200, I will definitely load up because
Yeah.
I'll buy. Usually, my price range is like 215, 220
Yeah.
is what I'll do. That's what I'll buy. I don't care. Like if it goes down,
Yeah.
whatever, big deal. But this time I'll try to get below 200 because all the other sets have had offers below 200 for a period. Although Kamigawa, even though it did have the waves, it really didn't for too long. That one was actually
Min-max had 185.
for Kami.
There
Why
was a
didn't you
sale.
tell me that?
I did. It was like a couple months ago.
Oh,
It was like
a
2 months
couple
ago. Yeah.
months ago. I thought you meant like over Black Friday. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no.
yeah,
I
yeah, because
told
that
I
was one
yeah,
that was barely available. Like
yeah.
the Dominaria United was, but Kami wasn't. Several of the other and stuff older than Kami was.
Yeah.
But it like that one was the hot set. That was the one set that was like really good over the last.
Yeah.
All right, I'll wait. I'll be patient.
I think
I'll
you
try
will
to
be
be
happy.
patient. It's 198 on TCG Player, so that's
Yeah.
my target. If it can be there 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Is it 198? That's what it said.
Kami, yeah, it's 198.
Oh,
No,
Kamigawa.
no taxes, no
Yeah.
shipping, obviously. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of listings at that price. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Brothers will have ton of them.
Yep.
All right, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm gonna try something new. We're gonna do it. This is the new Pokemon strategy. Buy the Pokemon with the set. Wait for the crash in the price for Magic. Whereas before it was just like, well, I just want it. I'll as soon as it comes down a little bit, I'll buy it. Because it's been
Yeah.
worth it. But it's not.
There's
All
just
right.
so much of it.
Yeah, you're right. And clearly, a lot of people have stopped collecting in Magic space and moved into other things. I don't think it's a significant number of people, but it's definitely a number.
Circling back to Fab, though, I
Yeah.
think with them decreasing, 2.0 is working.
Oh yeah, 2.0. I've said this a million times already. I feel like a broken record. 2.0 is right. They did it right. They crushed it. Like it's perfect. Well, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but they did it right. Like they nailed it.
Yeah.
Prices on that. Where were we a year ago on Flesh and Blood? Crazy buying stuff. Where are we now? Crazy buying stuff.
Yeah. Still buying. Yeah. A year ago, I was buying my Command and Conquers.
Yeah.
Now I'm buying my surgical extractions.
Yeah, exactly. Like did not stop.
No.
Did not stop. Still happening. Still buying cold foil. Still collecting all the things I can from it. Sadly, probably not going to be able to buy everything this set just because they're so high, the prices.
I might just.
Do you think he'll ever come down, the Emperor?
Yes.
Really? You think the Emperor, the cold foil one, or the ridiculous one, the Marvel one?
Yeah, I could see it being 900.
I don't want to pay 900 for a single card, though.
No, I don't.
I just don't see myself doing that. Yeah, but I want everything, Tommy. Got to catch them all.
Get the cold foil version.
I have a rainbow foil. There's no point in a cold foil. I guess there is somewhat of a point, but
I know.
But you're right.
You said you wanted
I'm relegated to a mid-tier
Then you have
collector.
it.
Tommy, I'm sad. I don't want to be a mid-tier collector. I want to be a top-tier collector.
Then just buy it.
I'm not buying it now. It's still ridiculously priced.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, a certain shop will be selling it soon, so you can ask them.
Yeah, I will definitely look at that. Yeah, it has been coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And one sold for $9.99 on TCG Player. All right, yeah, all right. I'll wait.
Yep.
I'll wait it out.
I told
Angel's been all over the place.
I know. I saw it was like 300, then it's back to like 6.
Yeah, 300. It sold at like 7, I think, or maybe it was 6. Yeah, I think it was 6. Crazy prices though, all over the place.
I mean, the Marvels are coming down.
They are, and it's a new set. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? Like, yeah, this always happens that you do come down, and this is what I'm sticking with my policy on Fab. Like, I'll buy it when the hype's over. I'll buy all the collectible things after the fact because I got burned on that too many times. The hype is not worth it at all.
I will buy my playables. I will buy my playables that I need for
in
the
hype.
set. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll overpay because I'm going to enjoy
Play them.
I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
But then when it comes to collectibles, I always I'm going to be
Yeah,
paying.
I ordered my art
Hanabi
pieces.
Blaster's under 100 now.
Is it? Oh,
Mhm.
nice. Good, good, good. Yeah, I was hoping the Marvels would come down to a price where I feel like I'm pretty sure those are the things that I'm targeting. You know, like with the
Yeah.
last set, I
Yeah.
said I'd get all the other cold foils after. That's what I'm going to do with these Marvels. They'll be
Yeah.
the thing that I pick up in the new set,
Command and
because
Conquer,
they'll
yeah.
probably be like 40, 50 each, and then I won't feel bad about getting the full set.
Yeah, right.
It's sad I won't have them on my shelf though, because they look so good.
They do.
I enjoyed having the dragons on my shelf. Yeah. I got half of the stuff that's going on the shelf. My Crouching Tiger, I got the metric stuff, the cofoil, what's it called? Fusion thingamajig,
Yeah.
and the plasma pump. And what was the other things? I had a couple other things that I got that just felt iconic to the set. So the cofoil mask for the assassin. I figured that was kind of a cool assassin call out piece to
Oh, you
throw
did
up
get the
there.
cold foil mask?
Yeah, yeah, because it's a piece of art for the shelf to just be
Oh, I
like,
thought you
this
opened
is
it.
what.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't open it. No, no, I bought it because I was like, I want something that's assassin. This is
Yeah.
definitely the assassin set, and I was like, oh, what would be cooler than just having the mask hanging on the wall, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think that's what I'm going to use my bonus bucks for, getting the cold foil mask.
gotcha. So yeah, it's a fun set. Unfortunately, I did not pull a lot of the art pieces, and I'm gonna wait for the rest of the Marvels.
Yeah.
So my shelf is kind of lame for this set. It's a little sad.
Any predictions? Any predictions for next year? Where we'll be this time next year?
Oh, that's a good question. With Flesh and Blood, I will still be buying Flesh and Blood. I will still be buying collectibles in Flesh and Blood. I'll probably have a different strategy because the market dynamics will probably be different by that
Could be
point.
3.0.
Yeah, it may be that, or it may be like a boom in the numbers, or maybe they overprint again because they have a boom in the actual
Yeah.
people playing. You know, like
Right.
stuff like that will happen. That will change the way you approach the market. But that's just good
Yeah.
investing, not investing advice, but that's how I invest is by reacting to the market, not just being deterministic.
Right.
Um, I'll probably still be buying Pokemon. I will definitely be buying collector boxes of Magic still, but I don't know how much other stuff I'll be buying. It may just be like the one collector box every set still.
And the
Um, sorry,
Commander
what?
decks.
Oh yeah, Commander decks. That isn't a collection thing
Yeah,
for me.
that's a game
That
thing.
I just buy that to play. Maybe I buy too many, but they're relatively cheap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just have like I literally have a wall of Commander decks, like pre-con box
Yeah.
on the shelf. That's fun. What about you? Next year, this time, where are you at?
Fab probably still the same. Probably going to be doing. I keep saying this every set, but I think I'm actually going to not open as much and just get quicker into singles.
Hmm.
Um, and then maybe open a little bit here and there throughout the set, opposed to just one like large opening at the beginning.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Fab will just it'll be New Year, same thing.
Yeah.
Magic, I don't know. As odd as it sounds, I guess it's not that odd. I'm excited about the Universe Beyond stuff and just like using Magic as a game format to enjoy other IPs
Yeah. This time next year,
with
you'll be
friends.
broke.
Yeah, because it's about this time that Lord of the Rings
Lord of
really
the
comes,
Rings hits. Yeah.
and it's a modern set. It's basically a Modern Horizons 3.
Oh, it's my. I thought it
Yeah,
was a standard. It's not a
no,
standard. Oh.
it's a it'll be a more expensive set because it's like a
Oh
modern. Yeah.
Lord. Yeah, they are gonna charge out the nose for that.
Yes. Yes. I'm very
Oh my.
nervous. Already started setting. I've already started setting money aside,
Tommy, no, don't do it.
John. No, it's not that bad.
Oh,
It's not that bad.
that's good.
Really, what it's gonna be is like I'm gonna buy the commander decks that they do for it, and then uh, maybe like a couple draft boxes.
Yeah, that's fine. Like that makes sense, and we can draft one, have some
Yeah,
fun with it, and
yeah,
save the others for the
yeah,
collection. I mean, it's worth having one for
yeah.
sure.
Absolutely. And I couldn't not draft it. Like I have to. Feel like I should. And Grand Archive. I don't know. Like I am super excited about Grand Archive. but I just don't know if I will have enough time to be playing another card game like full time. I think I will enjoy it occasionally, but I don't think I will be playing it like I play Flesh and Blood.
That's fair.
Um, I also don't think
Now they are doing 4 sets a year. I think is the plan, right?
3 or 4. Yeah,
I thought they had supplementals in there too. I thought it was 4 or
I don't
more.
remember.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's multiple. It's a
Yeah,
handful. Will you be picking up the future sets? Like, say another one comes out, called 3 to 6 months after, depending on
yeah.
how
Oh yeah,
many
yeah,
are.
yeah,
You're going to pick up the following set as
yeah,
well?
yeah.
Okay. And just like a box or whatever.
Probably a couple boxes if drafting is good.
That's fair. Yeah, if drafting is good,
Because
it's
then
worth
we
it.
can draft a couple different times before or do sealed before while we open them, kind of a thing. Could be fun
Yeah,
content.
that would be fun. Oh yeah, that would be good content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you like that. Actually, we know people like that because our Grand Archive gameplay is still one of our most viewed videos every week.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So I mean
crazy.
that is why I do want to like get into it, and I enjoy the game. So I just am going to need. Well, by that time I'll be more like settled into the new job, and I won't have COVID. So I'm just getting overwhelmed by
Have more
the thought of
energy
it
and
right now.
time.
But
Yeah, fair.
I think it'll be fine by then.
Yeah,
And yeah, so we'll have time to do a lot more stuff like that.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that part. That will change some of the what we do.
Yeah.
Uh, for sorcery, I will have my one set for that year sometime next year, right? Which I'm
Yep.
happy
Yep.
about. This is
Yep.
one of the reasons I support sorcery because I don't have to buy a bunch of shit to keep up.
Yeah. Oh,
I can
I
buy
don't.
it
I wasn't
once
planning
a
on
year.
keeping up with Grand Archive.
Oh, that's what I just asked. So I asked,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
you buying the following sets? And you said yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm not gonna like keep up like I keep up with Flesh and Blood or like as at maintain a competitive deck kind of a thing.
But I'm just saying, like, are you buying a set every time?
I'll probably buy a box or two every time. Yeah.
Yeah, see, and I only have to do that once a year with sorcery,
Yeah,
which I like.
that's true.
That's what I'm saying. One of the reasons I love sorcery is because they only have one a year. People are saying that's gonna kill the game. It's possible. It
Yeah.
would be sad if it does. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That one's a question mark. The gameplay's fun. The art is gorgeous. People seem to love it in general. But yeah, there's been hiccups along the way that people are willing to call out.
Yeah.
They have been responsive to that though, which is nice.
That's good.
We'll see. Either way, I like the first set. Gorgeous art. Reminds
Oh,
me of my childhood.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Just a binder of that will be a thing that makes me happy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I think that covers it.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
Well, we did it. We got through all the games.
We did the thing.
We did.
Thank you for surviving our
Yes.
long discussion.
Thank you
Making
for
it to the end of the
surviving.
podcast. Um,
Didn't even cough once.
I know it's been really hard. I've been like slowly
Your
sipping
energy
water.
has definitely drained from the beginning. Like
I
you're slowly ticking down and unwinding to
Yeah. Well, there were
nothing.
times where I had to just like silently just like sip water and just be
Mm,
like, make sure my mouth is not gonna just start hacking.
yeah.
But before that begins, because I can feel it coming on, we better get out of here. So thank you for listening, and we will catch you guys next week.
Have a good one.